It is getting to be about that time of year, isn't it? Thanksgiving's done, Halloween's done. Got our Christmas tree yesterday. Let's talk about some sand casting. Some silver candy canes. Here we go. So first things first, of course, gotta get our silver. Now each one of these little candy canes come out to be around an ounce, probably just a little under an ounce. So for each one of these pours, I put in about 3 troy ounces using my silver shot. Nice and clean, try to pick out the chunks of other stuff. Oh my gosh. Maybe I should have cleaned this better. Anyway, we'll make sure it's nothing but silver in there. Then I'll clean that out. Maybe. Starting to get low on my silver. All right, I'm gonna get this cleaned and weighed out, and then we'll go out to the sand cast. And here we go. We got our 3 ounces of nice pure silver. So now we're going to take that out, put it in the furnace, get it melted, and get the sand. So now we got the silver getting nice and hot. We're going to set up our mold. And yeah, I don't like setting it that high, but this new furnace sucks. I'm going to return it. Doesn't heat up. Sorry guys, I'll try to edit that out, but yeah, here we are. So sand casting, I use the Petrobond, of course. And a good tip for you guys, especially if you live in colder climates and you're sand casting, keep your Petrobond in the house. This stuff gets hard as a rock if it's left out in the cold. And some people say, oh, classify it down, filter it down. I'll show you what I do anyway. It's nice, warmish Petrobond. I'm gonna stuff that in there. Get it down. Close enough. Just pack it in there on the bottom part. Now, here is where I'll do the little strainer part. Bottom part doesn't really matter. Unless you're doing something really big. But for what we're doing right here, these little candy canes, that'll work out fine. I'm going to take a little bit of that, run it through my fancy kitchen strainer. Some of you guys may be familiar with this guy from my gold videos. Also works great for Petrobond though. So you get kind of just like a little bit of a finer grind in there at the top. Now, I don't know how much this really matters because you'll see here in a second. I got that all kind it ground down. Why I say it won't matter much is because I'm going to go ahead and smack the shit out of it anyway. Press it down. Get it nice and overfilled, really. Yeah, soft enough. Like I said, the kitchen strainer helpful, but not really necessary. So get that packed down. Yeah, put another little loop in there. Take our fancy trowel. Try not to cut your thumb off while you're doing that. Okay, so there's a couple spots that are a little there we go. Nice and smooth and packed down. A little bit of baby powder or talcum powder, your choice. Both work the same. Just kind of helps with the stickiness. So what I do is kind of a press method at first. Now one of these is shorter than the other, so I'm going to set it up a little higher. Just squeeze that down just a little bit into that Petrobond. Okay. And take the top. Line that up really good. Uh-oh. What do we got going on? Something's not level. Make sure it's level, because it'll screw up your whole mold if it's not nice and flat. All right, that feels really good. A little bit more baby powder. And then for the sake of people that do sift it, I will do a little sift over the top. So I don't want people saying, hey man, I don't know, you should really do this. I do this probably half the time, to be honest. Like I said, it didn't really seem to make much of a difference with these anyway. Maybe finer detail items, yeah, probably want to do this. For the sense of candy canes, though, I'm just gonna nice and warm and granulated. That's what you want with your Petrobond, okay? It'll press down just fine. Makes a nice little mess. Put some more on top. Really press it in there. And then whack it with a big old hammer. little bit down there in the bottom. We don't really need it because the mold is up top, but for uniformity purposes, again, take our trowel just to make it nice and even. All right, so now carefully lift off. See, one stuck to one side, the other stuck to the other side. A little bit of extra sand in there. What's up with that? There we go. For this side, very carefully. Oops. Try to keep the your cavity nice and clear, of course. Oops. Since one of them was shorter, we got to channel that one just a little bit. Both sides. Just slightly tap that in. Make it nice and smooth. And for the purpose of sand casting, oh shit, that might be an issue. That little bloop right there. Ugh. Well, I kind of butchered this one, but if I can get it to pour, it'll still work okay, because a lot of sanding to do with these candy canes afterwards anyway. So let's try to get this. Going to be thick down there, but that's all right. We'll get it out. Now, very carefully line it all up, and I use little clamps to hold my mold together, or my, yeah. Well, I am being Klutz's fudge nuggets today. That's all right. As long as we get them on there. Get a nice opening inside. You can see that. Probably not with the camera. But yeah, that ready to go. Safety equipment. Forget your big ass gloves. Got this up to 1150 Celsius. Way hotter than silver melts at, but as I said, I've had problems with this furnace already. So here we go. Just go ahead and pour it all in there. Shut my furnace off for now. Oh yeah. I'm gonna let that sit for a couple minutes and then we'll crack it open. All right. this dude cool down for a good 5 minutes. Doesn't really take much longer than that. It still will be really hot, of course. But that's why I use my gloves. Boom! Just like that. Look at, ooh, they're still hot because they're bendy. But, yeah, here we go. Oops, got my gloves wet. Yeah, 2 more candy canes to work on. So, yeah, I'll bring you back in a minute when we're cleaned up and I'll get rolling on the next step. Actually, for the purpose of the video, the next step is, you know, you can reuse all your Petrobond. What I do is I'll scrape out the really black stuff. So I don't want to reuse that. Yeah, you can dump a little extra. It's no big deal. This stuff is not very expensive. Considering. But not cheap enough to just throw the whole thing away. So I'll just scrap out the burnt pieces. Just like so. The rest of it goes right back in the bag. Baby powder and all, it's not going to hurt. Boom. That'll go back in the house where it stays warm. This will go in the trash. And we'll get to cleaning on these guys. But for part 1, this is it. We're out. Thanks for checking me out. We'll see you on the next one.